When I was 9, we left my father and I had to go and live with my grandmother. Now, this also meant that I had to share a room with my grandmother. So I'd gone from having my own space into suddenly not being able to have any space at all. At the time I had a doll's house, and the doll's house was put in the living room because Gran didn't want any of my toys in our now joint bedroom, which is reasonably understandable. Whilst I was out at school, a little boy had come over and they had allowed him to play with my doll's house, which basically meant that he moved all of the furniture and basically messed up my immaculately created doll's house. Now, obviously, at the age of 9, I freaked out. I threw an absolute fit about it, and I knew it was inappropriate, and I was told I had to share, but it really wasn't fair. And I was so upset, and I felt like I would never get the doll's house exactly in the perfect place where everything was before. Now, you might just say, oh, well, that's just like a thing about kids, but have you ever had your pencil sharpener, your paperweight, your picture of the Queen moved around on your desk? Have you ever had someone come over to you when you're at work, say if you work at a desk job, and move something whilst they're talking to you? Have you ever found yourself getting irritated when somebody else is working in your kitchen? Have you found yourself getting annoyed when somebody decides very lovingly to clean your house? Now, I have a great friend of mine who comes over, and while we're talking, she'll just get on and do the washing up. And I'm like, brilliant, I love that. But I don't love it from everybody. And here's the thing, your stuff has your energy imprint on it. Things that belong to you. And you might just say it's just stuff. But it's not just stuff. Stuff is actually very personal. And the things that you have created, decided where you position them, it might just even be the contents of your handbag. All of it has something deeply personal to you. Now, what's very interesting is sometimes people will use that as a way of having power over you. So what they'll do is they'll take something that belongs to you and just simply move it. It might just be 2 inches over to the left. Or it might just be moving it over a little bit to the right, or it might be borrowing it and not giving it back. All of these things kind of take something from you in terms of your own personal power. So I just want to say, if you find yourself going, God, what is wrong with me? Have I got OCD? Why am I going nuts over people moving things or borrowing stuff and not giving it back? Well, this is where OCD starts, but in actual fact, it's got a lot to do with the fact that your own energy gets absorbed into objects, and we know from people who can do psychometry that your own energy gets absorbed into objects, and when your objects are not returned to you or moved inappropriately, or somebody comes in and just messes with your stuff, you are going to get upset about it because it is a power play. It is somebody managing to subconsciously even take power from you, and sometimes they do it consciously as well. So don't freak out about freaking out, because your freak out might be completely appropriate.